Hi there, it's Madar Goldstein, and I'm here to take you through some amazing updates at Kadima. So here we go. Please feel free to watch this on 1.5 speed or double speed. Please do take a moment and pause and read the slides when there is reading to be done. And please give us feedback. There will be also obviously a feedback form that I'll be sharing along in the email with this. So please make sure to include that in your response. So our vision, what is going to be in this video, these 5 items, and I'm going to break it up for you so you don't have to hear it all at once. Obviously, you can pause whenever you like. What are our vision and values? Well, we'd like to be all over the world in every Jewish day school in the world that wants to improve and increase their student-centered learning. So where are we already? All these little icons where you see it is interactive. It is on our website. You can click on it or into it. We've been in Moscow. These are some of the more exciting ones. Oh, that's also Moscow. Interesting. We've been in Johannesburg, and we still are. Obviously, our heaviest clientele is in North America and UK and Berlin and Mexico. So that is our international view. And of course, we want your help in reaching additional schools. So what makes Kadima incredible? Obviously, you do. Our relationships with people, we have connections and networks all over the globe, in schools all over the world. We value and cherish those relationships, and we've been cultivating them for years and years. One of the reasons of our incredible success launch since November 2024, which is not that long ago, is because we've had those relationships for so long and we've kept in touch. When we turned into Kadima in November, people were excited about it. It was not a new PD offering to them. It was just a new entity called Kadima with many dozens of qualified and quality educators who have regrouped into this incredible professional development program. We have wonderful services that are customizable to clients' needs. We provide lots of data to show how our PD is successful. And we have obviously an incredible team. Who is a team? Firstly, you are, and this is a slide deck of the coaching dream team. If you haven't gotten to know people, then we certainly suggest that you do on your own. What are our programs? To catch you, and who is a Kadima coach? What does a Kadima coach mean? Again, I encourage you here to pause and read the beautiful slide deck that my daughter, Adara Goldstein, and our graphic designer, Nechama, have helped put together. So please take a moment and pause and read these 2 slides. Some of our popular Kadima programs. An impact program, we've sold approximately 20 impact programs this year. Again, please take a moment and review them if you are not familiar. We are emphasizing cohorts, units, packages, not here's one teacher to be coached, please coach that person. That makes less of an impact. An Ignite program is half the amount of services that the impact provides, and we have sold about 10 or 15 of those as well. An interesting curriculum that we have that Tikva designed is called Foundations of Freedom. As you can see, it was funded by the Covenant Foundation, about civics education and Israel education, comparative study of liberal democracies in U.S. schools. It is being piloted at the Kushner School in New Jersey, and I believe another one. You can ask Tikva if you are excited about this and would like more information. Please familiarize yourselves with our focus areas. All our focus areas revolve around student-centered learning, from leadership to curriculum design and planning, learning activities and assessments, and classroom culture. When we meet with schools, we ask them what their main priority is, and they can choose. You can't choose all, you have to choose some. Obviously, they are all interwoven and interconnected, but the client chooses their focus area, and we move along from there. These are only some of our fabulous partners. As you can see, it's a geographical spread, a denominational spread. and is spread between federations, schools, and foundations, which is also part of our strategic plan. What is our implementation? Well, what does that mean? What is an active Kadima coach? We have over 30 coaches at Kadima, and not all of you are coaching right now. Our goal is obviously that we want all of you to coach. So, how do we get there? What does that mean, and how do we get there? So, an active Kadima active coach, which meaning you are currently coaching, you will start coaching in September, and the continuous slides have that information, so you could see who is an active Kadima coach right now. It has 3 responsibilities. 1, obviously, you're coaching. 2 is you're collating data from that coach using the GRAIN document. We've also implemented what we've called an outcome survey, which is a survey that we ask the coach to ask the participant to complete every single session. This gives us an incredible deep dive into their feelings of their progress. And obviously it gives us information that we want to be able to share with the donor or the school or the foundation or the federation or all of the above, and for our own data, for promotional materials, and to show that we are a data-driven company. You participate in coach meetings and huddles, and I'll talk more about what that is, and you respond to synchronous and asynchronous communication. So that's the GRAIN doc and the outcome survey, which I mentioned. You participate in 4 huddles when you are tapped to be an active coach. First, you are tapped to be involved in a coach alignment meeting. You and your fellow coaches meet and discuss everything you need to know about the school and their goals. Then you participate in a school coach launch where the school is present. The administrators and ideally the teachers, doesn't always work, but we do try and complete one in order to make sure that the principal and the department head and the coaches and the teachers all meet to discuss what are our goals, what will happen, what will not happen. And that makes a really successful launch. A midpoint coach huddle and an end of coaching cycle huddle. So those are meetings, again, only with you and your coaching team and your program manager to discuss successes and challenges of the coaching cycle, the people that you have coached. Writing and responding to asynchronous communication. You write as needed to your program manager and your participants. Your participants are the people you are coaching. If you want to give out your phone number, you can. You don't have to. If you love using WhatsApp, you can. You don't have to. Email is obviously accepted and welcome. This is within reason. We ask you to make sure that this maintains within reason. If you feel it is getting out of reason, then you discuss it with your program manager and come up with a formula that works for you. Do not, write long, lengthy, endless amounts of emails to someone who is overly needy. And you respond to Kadima updates. This, for example, is a Kadima update. What is the compensation? For your coaching and for your data, you receive $100 per coaching session. There are 6 people in an average, in a cohort, average, that was the impact program, and there's an average of 6 coaching sessions per participant. So if you have 6 coaching sessions for 1 participant, that's $600, 2 people, $1,200, etc. For the huddles and the communication, which is non-coaching commitments, you receive $300 for that amount. A program manager. What is a program manager? And what is the compensation? Program manager organizes the coaching and the school huddles and obviously participates in them and facilitates them. The program manager writes and submits 2 data impact reports to the principal. The program manager facilitates synchronous and asynchronous communication with you and with the principal and the school. So again, the 4 huddles, the program manager will organize them and let you know when they are. Program manager does these things. Feel free to pause and read. The program manager is responsible for synchronous and asynchronous communication. At the The David Saltzman is our PM of the PMs. That means he's the program manager of the program managers, and he will meet with the program managers regularly throughout the year to hear what your successes and challenges are. And at the end of the year, he prepares a report, a presentation of how we can improve our program managing system. And we will hopefully do that, assuming we can. What is the compensation for that? So if you are tapped as a program manager for, again, this is an average of 6 teachers in one cohort, base, boom, $1,200 is the base salary, $300 for additional coach, and $150 for yourself, because you still have to collate your own data. The program manager almost always coaches as well. So you don't need to supervise yourself and tell yourself to come to a meeting, but you do need to collate your own data and include it as part of the report. So if there are 6 teachers in a cohort, you yourself, and you are a program manager, you are coaching 2 of them, let's say, and then 2 other coaches are coaching the other 4. So that would be $300 for the other 2. So it would be $600, and then $150 for yourself. So that would be $750 for yourself plus $1,200, and that is for an average of 6. If there are less, it's less. If there are more, it's more. How can you get involved? How can you become an active coach or a program manager? And there will be additional discussions about this. Firstly, if you know anyone, please connect me. Please reach out. Please WhatsApp me, or please fill in the form at the end and I'll reach out to you. If you make a connection to me and I reach out to a school based on your recommendation, or a federation or an organization or a foundation, and we close a contract for $25,000 or above, you will receive a 5% of $25,000. You can pause and do the math. If it's less than that, it will not be 5%, but there will be, something, depends on the amount. So we will discuss it. If you do know someone, please follow the following guidelines. They must be able to commit to these guidelines. This is only because, honestly, we need to make money. So the school must have a PD budget or access to one, or any of these people believe in PD. They must have a highly functioning administration. You know what happens when they don't. The school must have done PD before. The administration must be able to call you or me back promptly. And the package generally begins at $10,000. Again, that's the cohort base to make a larger impact. Another option is for me or Tikva or Tavi, who are working full-time at Kadima, are to find clients, which we continue to do every day. When we find a client, we put together the coaching team. Often the client requests. You'll hear more about that later on. So often the client requests that. If you have coached in a school and you're not sure about this, then complete the form or PM me, meaning private message, and we'll discuss. Our general discoveries, like I said, is that schools often request a coach because they know them, or there are many strong cultural requests, geography, time zone, site visits. If they want someone to come, then our coaches in Israel or Europe will be sent to coach Israel or Europe, and our coaches in North America will be sent to North America. That's just going to be very cost efficient. The same thing with East Coast, West Coast, when possible. You must have, obviously, the skill area, the grade level, and the skill set that the school is looking for. Who are, therefore, the active coaching teams so far? And we'll talk about what so far means and what's left and what are our goals for the rest of the year. RASG is a school in Florida, 100 hours. I'm going to flip through these. You can pause and look at them at your leisure. SKA in Long Island, Fuchs Mizrahi and Yeshiva Darkei Torah are in Cleveland, Ohio. It also says on the bottom the type of service that they requested. New York and New Jersey have a bunch of schools, and David, Shelley, and Craig have been coaching at some of them this past year and will hopefully be continuing. And Tikva and Tavi are also very active in a bunch of New York schools. New York is obviously a very large catch area for Kadima. South Africa. Craig is from South Africa and he went to this school. So they were more than delighted to learn that he was one of our coaches and requested. A word about the next 4 slides, which have to do with Herzog Global, the Pincus Fund, and United. Sarah Golubchik, who is our fabulous Kadima coach, works for both Herzog Global and Kadima. She has made this wonderful connection and partnership with Herzog Global, which we very much value. Part of our contract is that she coach for the 4 schools you're about to see as her Herzog Global hat, and the rest of the coaching team came from Kadima or Herzog Global. Yakov is our Director of Education in Europe, and obviously closer to Manchester than most of us on the team. So he has already gone to Manchester. Shosh is in London, and she will hopefully go there soon. Yakov speaks German fluently, and therefore a very easy match for him to go to Latvian Berlin. Limor Riskin works at Herzog Global and is part of that arrangement that I mentioned before. I am the program manager for Mexico City, but I do not coach there. Yo no hablo español, but Michelle and Tanya speak Spanish fluently and are coaching there as well. Houston is an exciting school that we're starting with this year, and we are in discussion with the Federation to have additional programs. Tavi Kozlo is our Chief Academic Officer and works night and day and is in charge as a program manager in addition to his other responsibilities for many schools in New York, Seattle, and Toronto. What else does he do and where else does he go? Well, here's a map of all the cities that Tavi is in charge of, in addition to the other program managers, like Craig is in charge of RESG, but that leaves a whole bunch of other Floridian schools. So Tavi will be visiting all of these cities and already has visited quite a few. He will be there multiple times throughout the year, and he has these additional and many more responsibilities. Couldn't fit it on the slide. Tikva Wiener, my sister, is the program manager for all of these schools. She also has these responsibilities and many, 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 many others, and we all enjoy working together very much. David Saltzman, as I mentioned, is our PM of the PMs. He also is in charge of onboarding coaches. He has helped me tremendously with our not yet signed contract with Walder Education. More to come on that, but probably a good 100 hours of his time has been spent on Walder Education. So we do hope that it is signed really soon. Jakob Schafferman, as I mentioned, is Director of Education in Europe and meets with me regularly just so I can bother him and hear his views. This is what I do and a lot more. The reason why these 2 logos are here is just we've spent a lot of time on them, and I spend a lot of my time on them, and in a good way for good things, and I do other things, which is mostly finding new business and strategic planning. Section number 4. Feel free to pause at any time and go have a snack. Data and growth. Please keep the rest of this confidential. If you continue to watch, you are committing to not share this information with anyone else outside of this Zoom recording, which is me. You can discuss it with me and Tavi or Tikva or other Kadima coaches. Our annual goal for this year is 1.2 million. We have played together on our previous PD meetings, Q1 to Q4. So we have adjusted our Q1 to Q4. They're actually starting July, which is now, till next June. That is our fiscal year, so that is an adjustment. In the past, I've said it's from January to December. Some companies have it January to December because we are an education company, we work with schools. So we are moving it from July to June. So by June 2026, we should have earned $1.2 million. That sounds like an awful lot. Well, you know what? It costs an awful lot to keep our company running. There are many, many, many expenses behind the scenes that I'm happy to share with you, but you can probably figure them all out by yourself. So what does the breakdown look like? So this is where we are now. To date, we have closed contracts worth $446,000. So that's where we are about here. This means this is where we are financially, not in the calendar year. So that includes what we brought in from January to June this year, even though our fiscal year started officially in July, but obviously we didn't close all that in July. We started working in November even, so it's a little padded. It includes things that we've done up until now. So we are on track. We need to basically earn this amount in every quarter. We are on track to do so. That means we have what we call a pipeline of clients, of schools, foundations, federations, but we need more. So that brings you again. So what is that? If you're wondering how the breakdown of where that $446,000 is coming from, we have sold 28 PLCs, 45 on sites. That includes a lot in New York, by the way. So that just means Tikva and Tavi hopping in their car in New Jersey and driving places. That means we are coaching right as of now 97 participants. Well, not now, but starting. And we already have coached them or starting in September. And that is a total of 468 coaching hours, which totals 769 hours of professional development, which I think actually is pretty impressive. But like I said, we need to multiply that by 4. So we need to reach 3,076 Kadima PD hours, which means 112 PLCs, 180 on sites, 388 participants, and 1,872 coaching hours. Right now we have 14 active coaches. You just saw who they were. That's for 97 participants. If we want to multiply by 4, 388 participants, that means by June 2026, we will already have had 68 active coaches. So that is where you come in. And this line, this imaginary line from 14 to 68 is, yes, we would like everyone to be as busy as they can be. This is kind of just a graph, which shows us our growth. The purple is what we've accomplished so far, and the yellow is we need to multiply it by 4. Stay connected. This is our final section of this Kadima update, and we want to hear from you. We want to talk to you. We want you to save some dates for professional development. The August 13th and 20th are on a Wednesday, led by Michelle and Seema. The other dates are all on Sundays, November, February, and May. The presenters are TBA, except for the last one will be David Saltzman's, and the other program managers are invited to share their showcase and celebration, looking back, looking forward. And those will be on Sunday, May 17th and 31st. And we will all learn from our incredible team and what they've accomplished this year. Those are from 12 to 1:15 p.m. EST. From 12 to 1 will be always a get to know you and an interactive experience till 1 o'clock. At 1 to 1:15, I will provide some kind of update, which either involves sales or coaching or any of the above. These are some testimonials. Our clients are dear to us. We love working with our partners and they love working with us. Otherwise, we would not be here today. So please take a moment and read our testimonial. Some other confidential experiences coming up. Kadima Lens, our educational website, Nitzavim, our mental health support system, and other international projects and conferences, all confidential. Please do not share that information. Please do not share this information outside of this room. What else can you do? Again, please connect on LinkedIn with me if you have not already, with Tavi, with Tikva. Tikva is also our social media manager. She posts about Kadima all the time. We would love and appreciate, and I am asking you to please connect with her and repost. You don't know who sees them. You never know. And it's great. It's great PR. Whom do you know who would love to work with Kadima? That is the takeaway from this session. Call or WhatsApp me and we can brainstorm. Stay involved, participate in our Kadima PD sessions. They are not required. They are unpaid at this time. They are not required, but if you want to stay involved as a Kadima coach, then we want to see you and we want to hear from you and we want to learn from you. Review these video updates. And always feel free to suggest very easy to implement ways that make money. Special thanks to my daughter, Adair Goldstein, who did a lot of the graphic design for this slide deck. Thank you and good night.